Welcome, everybody. Now we are officially in Athlean Extreme. We've put Athlean X behind us with a few tweaks nonetheless, but we put it behind us so that we can move forward into a whole new way to train. Now, as you'll see quickly, this program is based on science. It's based on a lot of different workout principles that we have somehow managed to meld into this one smooth transition that builds off of itself week after week so that we progress you from wherever you started now to what we call our Supreme Athlete at the end of this program. With me right now, Greg McShane, all the way from California. We're at Manhattan Beach, California?
Yeah, Manhattan Beach.
Manhattan Beach, California. This guy is another graduate of Athlean X, a guy who's excelled on the program, done it multiple times, transformed himself remarkably, but now he's ready for another challenge. I wanted to bring him in here, 21 years old. He's got a lot of piss and vinegar. I figured, let's see if he can actually back that up, all right? So now, what is the idea behind this phase? There's something that I've been really looking into a lot lately. We all know that I'm a big advocate of time under tension. What I mean by that is how much tension can you apply to a muscle while you're working it? And unfortunately, one of the big things that you'll notice is most people will speed through their workouts and in their individual sets in like 18 to 22 seconds on average. But we know that the most benefit comes from if you can extend that out to somewhere between the 40 and 60 second range for the amount of tension that you're applying. But we see a loophole in that. If you're doing a traditional exercise, right down here, say for a shoulder press, when I'm doing this, what's happening on this side?
It's resting.
It's resting. So what if we flip it around? We have what we call now backwards reps. We flip it around, we keep the tension on at all times, and we work off of that. Now we know that we've exerted a lot more work on that muscle, and we've extended the amount of tension that we can actually apply. We're gonna get right into that. Another thing you'll notice, guys, chest and triceps. We're grouping muscle groups together without ever sacrificing athleticism. Athlean X is all about training athletically. We can still do that even though we group muscle groups together because of the way we train and the exercises we choose. So let's get started right away. First thing we do is an incline, alternate, backward dumbbell bench press. So just gonna come over here and grab the dumbbells. One thing we'll do is we'll set it up here at about a 30-degree incline. That's the best area if you want to work your upper chest. If you go up too high, you actually start to involve the shoulders too much. So from here, tension on at the top, he's squeezing. He's going to drop one arm down, come up, drop the other side down, and come up. You'll notice Greg goes down to a 90-degree position at the bottom. He doesn't risk those extra couple inches and put his shoulders in jeopardy because it's just not worth it, guys. We're talking about risk versus reward. And for us, in Athlean X, we stay down here, we stay safe. If your shoulders are healthy, good job, come on up. If your shoulders are healthy, you're gonna be able to train a lot longer than if your shoulders are hurting you. Now, next thing we do is we move on to, we do 3 sets of that. Straight sets, no supersetting, nothing like that in this point of time. We're going right through. We rest around 45, 60 seconds between. We come down, hover, plyo push-ups. A hover position is right down there low. You have your triceps engaged, plank position, and you explode out of there. These you take to failure. I won't make you go all the way through. One more. There you go. What I like is that little 2-second hold at the bottom because we can establish strength. I don't want him to be able to hold that by accident or be able to hold it by compensating. If I make him hold it down the bottom position, I know that if he's doing the exercise correctly, that he's actually using the muscles that he needs to hold that spot. So that was good. Now, we want to move on to a cable exercise. Now, if you don't have cables, which a lot of people don't, we use tubing. And one of the big challenges you might ask is, where do I anchor my tubing to? I don't have a nice scaffold in my house to do this with. And that's not a problem because you can take, if I'm simulating here, this is the front of my bed, I can put a piece of tubing on that bed leg, I can put one here. If I have a support column in my house, I can wrap it around there. You can even wrap it around a doorknob and use it that way, but we happen to have this, so we're gonna use our scaffold right around the back. This is a Tubing X high-low cross. Now what we wanna do is, you'll notice that Greg's got high, low. He's working inside chest, he's here, he's gonna stay in the contracted position, and from here, allow one arm to come out, and then back to the center, tension always, and back in the center. Now, he performs 6 reps, 12 total here, but the first 6, let's show him what you do at the 6th rep. He just switches the arm position. Now we're gonna get left high, right low, and keep it going in that fashion. Again, 3 sets of this. Good job. Perfect. So, again, keeping that rest time, quick. We want to make sure we keep the intensity up throughout the whole workout. You'll never find, just like Athlean X, in Extreme, you'll never find long workouts. They're not necessary. You can get all what you have to do in a short period of time if you keep the intensity up. I always say you can train long or you can train hard, but you can't do both. We're going to train hard. Now, we're going to go into triceps now. So you're going to grab your dumbbells. We're going to align tricep extension. We're going to do it a little bit differently. From here, Greg's going to put his arms up over his head, and immediately you see this kid's schooled in Athlean X here. He immediately went back to that position as opposed to this position, because some people would think that this is where the tension is on the tricep, but it's not. Matter of fact, if they keep going this way, he has to fight to hold them up there, but he's using his shoulders, if anything. So we go from here. Now when he brings them slightly back, he already has tension on the tricep. He's going to alternate down with one and up, down with the other. Good. Breathing out as he comes up. Give me 2 more. Nice and controlled, but tension always. Good job. And then we move into our last exercise, which we're going to roll out a physio ball for. And again, guys, if you don't already have one of these, there's so many things you can do with them, and they're so inexpensive. You can get these things now for about $10 if you go to the right store. Now, come down onto your chest. Depending upon the width of the ball, you're going to have to get your arms out a little bit wider. Basically, Greg's legs are wide apart for stability. He starts up, his arms are contracted, triceps are working, and he alternates around the contour of the ball. This is a killer. One more each. Come on, you 21-year-old. Give me another one. There you go. Nice. Okay, I'll stop the torture. That's it. But the point of the matter here is, you just demoed a few reps. How's it feel?
It's good.
It's hard, but the reason being is we've just basically doubled your time under tension, because not only do we know that we've extended the length of your set, but we also know that most people there's a lot of rest time even incorporated into sets that are being held for 45 seconds. So we want to make sure that we want to maximize the work that the muscles are doing in the time that you have to allow to do that. More on the way. We still got other muscle groups we have to hit. We know, again, a little bit different technique here in Athlean Extreme in this week, a little bit of that split muscle approach. But again, as you see, everything's working. He wasn't just working his triceps when he was on that ball, I can guarantee you. We work everything together. We'll be back here, guys. Next workout, as always, rest up, eat right, get your right nutrition, because that's going to help you to recover to be able to come back and perform these intense workouts day after day.